have also right now consulting with multinationals and also big-time companies. So TLFET is a big player. We're out there in the field. We have worked severally with ministries, department agencies, and we have had international exchange programs in America, Europe, and even in Africa. Economist and chartered accountant with over 35 years experience. Would you believe that? 35 years of experience in capacity building, economic development, and management. He worked previously with President Goodluck Jonathan as his chief technical advisor on capacity building. And he was able to bring about 50,000 young people in entrepreneurship, both in FCT and in the 36 states of the Federation. He had also worked previously with Tony Blair, the administration of Tony Blair in the UK. So here you have a man with a wide range of experience. He's vastly experienced. He has what it takes to build capacity. With Tony Blair, he was a commissioner and advisor in his technical unit, also in capacity building. So we have with us a renowned, experienced educator who will help us, as we continue with the program. I'm sure he will also bring in his contribution. I want to also specially introduce our speakers today, Mr. Kalu Okereke, who is also, he has over 15 years experience in IT and administration. He has worked across board FCMGs, he has worked in IT firms, and he has also worked in management. And we have here with us also Mr. Dominic Orume, who is also a renowned blockchain expert. He is also an expert in Web 3.0, and he has an institute called the Vroom Academy, where he trains young people who are into blockchain and also into crypto. Mr. Orume is here today to talk to us about artificial intelligence in project management, which also brings us to the topic, unleashing efficiency, artificial intelligence in project management. What is artificial intelligence? We all know, from the layman's point of view, is the Internet of Things, the process where we bring in machines, we bring in the internet to help us carry out complicated functions that ordinarily the human mind may be stretched out in carrying. We have robotics, we have these machines to help us in medicine, in technology, and also in management and in policy implementation and planning. So at this point, I would like to take the opportunity to ask all of you to settle in. Like I said earlier, we will take your questions and comments. Just put them in the chat box, and then we will deal with it as soon as we're done with the speakers. I want to welcome all of you once again. I also want to welcome the speakers, especially Mr. Kalu Okereke and Mr. Rume Dominic. Would like to invite Mr. Kalu at this point to please kindly present his paper to tell us his take on the topic, unleashing efficiency, unleashing efficiency, AI in project management. And please, while we are there, if you have any challenges with your network, kindly let us know so that we can kind of rectify that in the meantime. So Mr. Kalu Okereke, please, can you please come up with your paper? Is Mr. Kalu in-house, please? Please come up with your paper. Welcome, Mr. Kalu. We are glad to have you in our midst. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Morning, everyone, and welcome once again to this webinar. I'll be speaking on the topic, unlocking efficiency, artificial intelligence in project management. All right. First thing we want to understand is project management is very, very largely hinged on efficiency, because we're all about ensuring that we achieve project objectives to the highest possible standard within the budgeted costs, and as well as within the expected timelines. So in order to achieve that, we must have processes that are very efficient, right? So for everyone who is dealing with setting up, executing, or managing projects, we all understand the importance of efficiency. Now, AI essentially is artificial intelligence. That's essentially what AI is. And it is, in simple terms, it's intelligence which is exhibited by machines, particularly computer systems. Now, what this means is that the system is able to take in information, assess, analyze that information, and use the information to make informed decisions by itself. This is actually the key emphasis in this definition, because the normal level of machines that we're all used to, they take in information, they analyze that information, but they don't make decisions by themselves. They do all of those processing and give back give you feedback now uses to make a decision. But in this case, artificial intelligence can now begin to make decisions, informed decisions based on the information that it has received, right? And now with this new level of capability, it opens a whole new level of opportunities across human endeavor. Now, in project management, there are key aspects where AI can be very, very important. First is streamlining workflows, task automation. Now, we all know that in project management, there are so many areas or circumstances where we have tasks that are being repeated over and over again. Nobody likes doing the same thing over again, right? So AI can help in that regard, because once we have certain tasks that are repetitive, these tasks can be delegated to AI, and they are handled completely by AI without any human intervention, all right? Second thing is process optimization. Now, in project management, there are several different aspects of projects where we have processes, different aspects of the project which tie in together. Now, because of the limitation of human thinking and cognitive ability, we may not be able to see the big picture all at once. But with the benefit of AI taking information from previous projects that have been executed can easily review a current project and then let you know what aspects of this project can be easily optimized so that we can execute faster, spend less, and deliver on time and within budget, right? Another aspect of project management where AI comes in very, very effectively is enhancing decision making through predictive analytics. Now, this is where AI can review a project and let us know right from the beginning what bottlenecks we may face based on certain parameters and certain metrics, okay? Potential risks, potential concerns. And then we can begin to take proactive steps to address these concerns so that, first of all, we can make the best use of time, make the best use of resources, make the best use of personnel, and ensure that the project is executed with as little friction, with as little issues as possible. Also, data-driven insights. On projects where we have a lot of data coming in, it's very, very easy and very, very cost efficient for AI to take all of that data and run through that data, analyze that data, and then bring out information that will help to make even better business decisions for the project. There are a couple of case studies that we'll go through, and then we'll see how that comes into play. Also, boosting productivity, resource allocation. AI is able to help with ensuring that resources are allocated efficiently across different areas and different aspects of the project, so that we don't have funds or resources being wasted where they shouldn't be. Performance monitoring also as well. We have the ability to oversee and review performance and ensure that every aspect of the project is being executed as it should be. All right. Now, there are several new areas that are coming up. There's for those of us in IT, we have what we call Moore's law, which says that the rate of growth of technology will almost always double every 2 years, and that has consistently proven to be true. All right. When AI started in sometime in the early 2000s, it wasn't as big as it is now. In fact, it went through several seasons of inactivity in terms of people not taking it seriously, because it hadn't come to that point where it had critical effect on human endeavor. But right now, the applications that AI can be put to are literally mind-blowing. Okay, and then we also have several tools, various tools that we can use in deploying AI on different projects. A very, very simple example is Wrike, Smart Sheets, Monday.com. These are project management applications that have AI integrated into them so that you can use AI in managing your projects across the project execution.
And these two project management tools, they have inbuilt AI inside of them, and they can truly see that your work that you are doing becomes what? Very fast, and then you can save time and also save high level of cost while engaging with these different project management tools. In 2017, McKinsey, they employed the AI tool called Quantum Black in pharmaceuticals, and their AI-driven supply chain optimization went to the roof. In 2017 too, IBM, they employed an AI tool called Watson in construction. And when they employed it in construction, it also made most of the processes that they needed to do on that particular font to be extremely what? Extremely successful. Let me quickly share my screen as we delve deep into the subject matter. 1 minute. I believe you can all see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Very good. Very good. So just like as I was saying, there was accelerated drug development with McKinsey when they used the tool called Quantum Black, and there was also smarter construction applied to different construction projects when the tool Watson was also what used. And as I was saying earlier, some of the popular AI collaborators and tools that are used for global project management are tools like ClickUp, Notion, Taskade, and Asana. I always tell my students something at our academy, that they should not let AI to be their master. Neither should they let blockchain to be a cage for them. But rather, they should use it as collaborative tools to be able to make their work process to be much more efficient and then come out with high level of what? excellent results. I don't want anyone on this call today to be scared about the word artificial intelligence, because it is, imagine a fashion designer. A fashion designer would have his iron and the scissors as collaborators to see that the work he or she needs to do would be faster and come out much more what? Neater. Imagine a cook. A cook, we have maybe the spoon, the pot, something that will be able to, that he can use to collaborate with him in that kitchen to see that the work that he or she is doing becomes what? Faster. So as we unlock efficiency in project management, especially as we use AI as the tool, I want to welcome you all to the future of project management, where artificial intelligence empowers us to be able to what? Achieve more. I'm Romeo Dominic, and I'm passionate about harnessing artificial intelligence to unlock your team's full potential and efficiently delivering tomorrow, today, via using these AI tools that I made mention of earlier to help your projects in terms of planning, outlining the task, knowing the resources that are needed, and having high level of creative tasks about what? About this project. My story is that story from humble beginnings to a tech titan. And this is one of my books. Like I told you, I'm an author of 3 books on technologies of the future. I'm writing my 4th book. The 4th book is on entrepreneurship inside the heart of a global entrepreneur. And this is because of the experience I've also had in terms of what building businesses. So my story is very simple. My roots is from Nigeria, as I made mention. My journey was that of perseverance and innovation. I grew up in a small village where hard work and resourcefulness were essential for survival. And I always dreamt of a better future. So I knew that yeah, I had to look for ways to manage resources to also make decisions and achieve our goals. And because you guys also know too that the power of technology is there, right? And that's why we're having this particular webinar. I discovered this particular transformative power of technology, and it ignited that passion in me to be able to what? Empower others. So my mission truly, and that's why I have an academy, has been to empower. So I've been able to do this with over 3,500 students using technologies of the future to drive creative thinking, innovation, and entrepreneurship to be able to uplift a lot of what? On communities. So why does this AI advantage matter in project management? Because AI is not just a trend, it is a game changer. I tell people this, that when we're still in college and they gave us the definition of power. Power is the ability to do work. In most of my recent public speaking engagements, I've defined technology to be directly equal to power. Because when technology comes, technology does not beg you to change the rules. Technology just comes and it changes the rules, and it ensures that you bend to it. And that same keyword of technology is what AI encapsulates, is what blockchain encapsulates, is what the internet encapsulates. And we see that we've been able to learn what the internet is. We've also been able to send some of our children to be able to get better in computer science, to get expertise in terms of that. So it is important for us to truly, truly get to know better about what? Project management. Forgive, I believe you can still see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, Rumen, we can still see your screen.
Okay, very good. So as I was saying, artificial intelligence and technology is what? High level of what? Of power, because it does not argue with you before it changes the rules. One of the reasons why artificial intelligence matters is because of the efficiency that it unleashes. It helps to automate tasks, streamline workflows, and optimize resource allocation. The enhanced insights, the uncommon insights that it gives, the data-driven successes, the creativity that comes when you use the AI advantage to be able to get things done. And I tell you the truth, I lie not. harnessing the power of automation is just summarized in the words of a wise man. He said, in the words of a wise man, Bill Gates, he said that the first rule of any technology used in business is that of automation applied to an efficient operation. And if automation is applied to an operation that is already efficient, it will magnify it. But if automation rather is applied to an inefficient operation, it will only cause the problem to become what? Worse. So the question I need you to ask yourself, currently in your manual project management process, is it efficient enough that you want to now apply artificial intelligence? If it is efficient enough, then we'll be able to quickly scale. But quickly, before we scale, I want us to have a balance as we move forward. Because there's the balance of you using AI to achieve adequacy or using artificial intelligence to achieve high level of what? Excellence, especially when it comes to project management. Like the speaker before me said, artificial intelligence in manufacturing sector, artificial intelligence in the construction sector, just as we have seen. Imagine you have to use AI process to be able to construct like the tallest building in Dubai. I mean, you must be able to use it effectively so that it can produce what? High level of what? Excellence. Now, let's get this. For example, imagine our company now. We are delivering tomorrow, today. All right. In wrapping up quickly, we are the place where we are looking at artificial intelligence delivering efficiency instead of what? Adequacy. Imagine you need to tell one of your colleagues now that, just like this message that he passed to me across this webinar now, this message is a message for adequacy. If he wants to be able to deliver a message for excellence, he needs to apply some extra level of keywords to be able to see that conciseness is achieved. But quickly, we must do an exercise before we go today, because I promised myself that I would get practical on this particular subject matter. So I'm going to send this prompt now to the Zoom chat, because this prompt will help every project manager, every PMO to be able to get a high level of efficiency and excellence with their next project that they will be on. So now our first exercise is a general exercise for everyone. And our prompt that we're going to use today is this. So I'm deleting this out. So you are a highly experienced project manager who has a reputation for running successful projects, and you want to create a project plan. What project I would love for someone to suggest a project title for us, or a project that we want or would love to run from the audience, so that quickly we can then speak about it and impute that particular project into.
Sorry, we are indeed grateful to have you come talk to us about AI. And I am happy that our audiences have benefited so much from your teaching. But I also want to take it that what you have said so far, or what you've been saying, is that at TL First, we are futuristic, which is why we say delivering tomorrow, today. Why we brought up the webinar, or why we have this July series, is so that we intimate ourselves with the importance of AI and machine learning, and to allow our audiences, both home and abroad, understand the importance of artificial intelligence, and to tell us that at TL First, we are also compliant. We're in tune with the times. We know what is going on. And so we decided to bring this to your notice. AI is a course module we have adopted at TL First, that we are bringing to government offices, that we are bringing to corporate bodies, that we are bringing to private organizations to ensure their jobs are carried out efficiently. Recently, we had a state, or we are working in partnership with the Federal Inland Revenue Service, where we are talking about the agile methodology and AI in how their work processes can be more efficient. I mean, this is what we do at TL First. We move with the trends. We ensure that we bring it to people's notices so that they know that we can't just sit in one place, like we noticed from the presentations. We're in a technological era, and we are moving at very, very top speed. TL first is up to speed. We are carrying out these trainings with our partners. Recently, we had a ministerial retreat with the Minister of Petroleum Resources. And these were some of the things that we put on board to let them know that with AI, we can do better with how we transport these products that we take from point A to B. So I want to thank the speakers for coming on board. I also want to thank them for their presentation. And I also want to thank everybody for being part of this July edition of the webinar series. At this point, we are going to go into the questions and answers. We have some questions in the chat box. A lot of people have dropped their comments in the chat box. Other people have dropped suggestions. Please, let's take some of these questions from the chat box. Bearing in mind the time, we may not be able to take more than 4 or 5 questions. So please, we need to be snappy about this. Take our questions, ask the presenters. Mr. Kalu is here to help us answer some of the questions, and Rume himself is here to help us also answer the question. Like you heard during the presentation, at TL First, we revolutionized how we do our business. At TL First, we revolutionized management and capacity building, because the future is here. The future is now. It is upon us. Thank you for your presentations. If you have questions, please, or Mr. Kalu or Rume can quickly go through the chat box and take some of the okay, your questions, please, and then we'll answer them. All right.
I have a question, please.
Yes, sir.
There are quite a lot of questions in the chat box, and I see someone called Jennifer's raised up her hand, and I think we need to hear that person. The two presenters talked around the efficacy of artificial intelligence. What I didn't hear is how it can be.
Please improve on your volume. Your voice is low.
Can you hear me better now?
Loud and clear.
Peter, can you hear me better?
Yes. Thank you.
Peter, can you hear me better?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
So what I'm saying is the presenters talked a lot about the efficacy, but I didn't hear anything around how you deploy to get that efficiency. I didn't hear anything around the challenges of deploying. It may be a next phase. And I didn't hear anything around overcoming the security implications around deploying artificial intelligence. So I would want them to comment on that. I also would want them to address some of the questions in the chat box, especially the questions raised by someone called Jennifer around dealing with the dynamics and unpredictability of the world that we are. So I think Jennifer's raised up her hand, so you may want to invite her, but I want the participant to address that before people go.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Kalu, may I seek your indulgence, please, to react to Jennifer's question? Mr. Kalu Okereke, sir.
Okay, she says, given the advancements in AI for predictive analytics in project management, how can AI models be effectively trained and validated to ensure their predictions account for the dynamic and unpredictable nature of real-world project variables, such as sudden scope? Okay, so just like we saw in the case study for construction management, first and foremost, AI is essentially machine learning. And these machine learning infrastructure is built around large language models. Now, these models are pre-trained, as it were, with terabytes of data, all right? What now happens is they are now being integrated into applications, everyday applications which we already use. Take, for example, the application shared with us earlier on, Notion and ClickUp. These applications have been there before now, but at the time when the AI phenomenon became mainstream, they were now implemented into the applications, all right? So what happens is, for you to be able to take advantage of AI, you're essentially using an application that has AI integrated into it, and that now helps you to extract the benefits and the benefits of that technology. Another example is Microsoft 365, for example. Microsoft and even Facebook have integrated AI into their platforms. Microsoft calls theirs Copilot, AI calls theirs Meta, Google calls theirs Gemini, right? All of these different companies have integrated AI into their platforms. So what happens is, for you to be able to extract value from any of these platforms, your role really is to be able to ask the right questions, which is what Rume was trying to help us do by sharing the prompt. Okay, so say, for example, you're asking about how they can make predictions due to the unpredictable nature of real-world project variables. Fine. Now, in a construction project scenario, for example, right, using the case study we just saw, that company integrated AI into their platform. And if you listen to what the gentleman said, he said, all of the data for a particular project is taken out of the information that is fed into that AI for that project. So before you even commence the project, as a project manager, you would have given the AI information about your project, because that's what their own language model has been trained to do. You give them the estimates, you give them the budget, you give them all of the drawings and so on. And when you now begin to engage the AI on that topic, it can now, based on the information that you have given it, extract information, insights, analysis, and give to you. All right. So that is how get value from AI from at the moment right now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Okereke. Thank you so much. Because of time, we may need to take one or two more questions before we go.
Please, there are 3 questions in the chat. I want the 3 questions to be addressed. So let them ask.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes.
Okay. All right, sir.
Okay.
So, Rume, okay, Mr. Okereke, you are still on. There are 3 questions on the chat box.
Okay, I see another question. It says, how does AI adapt to evolving project management, evolving project requirements and changes, which human managers are easily available to in adjusting to new challenges? Okay, so it's the same thing that it's the same thing I was speaking to. When engaging AI, the key is asking the right questions, which, like I said before, is done with the prompt. Now, when there are changes, AI is able to take, based on the information that you've given to it, it can extract data, it can extract insights, and give back to you an informed direction of action based on the information that has been given to it. All right? I hope that answers the question.
All right, thank you, Mr. Okereke. We still have more questions in the chat box. I don't know, Rume, can you please maybe take the next question?
Yes, of course. So quick, I've gone through most of the questions in the chat box, and plus the question that Sir Olusegun has also asked. So I will just give it in give the response in one shot. So there are ways to be able to train your AI. So there are different types of learning, especially for the one that Jennifer have asked. There's supervised learning, there's unsupervised learning, right? So the way that you can train your AI models effectively to be able to validate them is using this type of learning processes. And this type of learning processes that you would use would now see that the AI, you are feeding it data, ensuring that you are controlling the process to be able to get a particular feedback and then see that it has been able to perform the accurate tasks that you want to get it to do. Then you can use the unsupervised learning and something called reinforcement learning, and still one more further, which is semi-supervised learning. Quickly, to be able to also answer the question of the challenges and security that is involved, especially when using and implementing AI system or integrating it. One of the major challenges there is the data quality and availability. As you know, when I was really young, they used to say computer is basically garbage in, garbage out, input and output. What you possibly give to it is what you will get out. So the high level of data quality that you give to artificial intelligence would determine the response or what you will get out. Another challenge is integrating this particular AI with existing systems. Because when you integrate AI tools with some existing systems, you might need to possibly have an upgrade on those systems. Ethical considerations are there. The skill gap is also there. And then it might also even require that you might change management, because some of the top tiers of management might possibly need to either upskill themselves or maybe see themselves get led out of the door, because we are not running a business of, we're running a business of only progress and not emotions. So we must ask ourselves, is it emotions or what? Or progress? The security concerns that we have, especially when you are using AI, is number one, data privacy. So imagine that you've possibly used an AI tool before, and maybe you make payments for a premium version of that AI tool, and then you just see your a lot of debits on your email because you used one of your cards to purchase a premium version of AI, or they now have something can just go wrong. So they can even sell your data. So data privacy and security comes as a security concern that is available when integrating AI. One major security concern too is third-party risk. Okay, for most of the AI systems available now, let's say ChatGPT or Gemini Advanced, there's a high possibility that we've not developed the capacity of AI that maybe Google has developed, maybe the one that Microsoft has developed, or like the Gawk AI X with Elon Musk. So we might need to tap through their APIs to be able to power our system that we want to use to solve the internal problems in a separate company. Now we are going into a third-party API to be able to draw that particular level of efficiency from them. So if that third party have a security breach, or maybe they are hacked, or maybe they have a downtime, we might not be able to fulfill our promise. After getting people through our growth engine, we might not be able to fulfill our promise to be able to do what? Serve our customers in that particular fulfillment.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Rome.
I know if I leave you the whole day, you just want to go on and on because you're passionate about this. Sorry, I would like to invite Miss Jennifer. Miss Jennifer, can you please, are you still in-house? Are you okay with the answers that Mr. Kalu gave to your question? If Miss Jennifer is here, please, can you unmute? Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Mr.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she's still there.
I'm satisfied with the answer I got from Mr. Kali. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jennifer, and thank you for coming. I think we still have a question in the inbox.
I think the questions have been answered.
I want to. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. I'm not sure anyone has any more questions, and it's 2 o'clock, and you need to keep the time.
I thank you, Mr. Rume. Thank you, Mr. Kalu. The takeaways for us basically is that for companies who adopt AI, they will definitely make a kill. And for those who also are going to go into AI, they should be masters of what they survey. At TL Force, we are masters of our game. We have adopted AI in most of our learning centers, in most of our trainings, and then we bring our clients up to speed on what AI is all about. TL Force is not a local company. We are an international firm with presence in Europe, Asia, and Africa. And I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank all of you for being part of this presentation. I also want to thank the speakers for your time. I believe that the challenges and the advantages of AI will definitely be beneficial to all of us at the end of the day. Thank you so much. At this point, we'll bring the webinar to a close, and we thank you for being part of this.